prosecution. Now, this move coming one day after the Supreme Court declined to rule on this immunity question for now. It's a blow for special counsel Jack Smith, who sought a speedy decision. That trial, like Trump's 3 other criminal cases, might play out while voters are casting ballots in the 2024 election, meaning Trump's political future could be determined before the juries decide his criminal fate. Also new, Trump's team is planning to challenge the Colorado Supreme Court's decision to disqualify the former president from the 2024 ballot for allegedly inciting the insurrection. A source with knowledge of Trump's plans tells NBC News they intend to file an appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court after this Christmas holiday. That debate could follow, especially in the 16 other states with open legal challenges to Trump's eligibility for office. Joining us now, Dave Ehrenberg, state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. Dave, thanks for being with us. Let's start with that. Trump's attorney making the case that executive immunity was not meant to protect a president from legal responsibility. Instead, it's intended to prevent leaders from being falsely accused by political enemies. How do you decipher what is being said here?
Good to be with you, Richard. Merry Christmas. Donald Trump is trying to make himself a king, a get-out-of-jail-free card permanently, and the Constitution gives no evidence that that exists. In fact, that's why we left the crown, is to avoid having a king. And, you know, if Trump committed crimes in office, he should be held accountable. No one is above the law. He's saying that no matter what he did as president, he gets to be immune for it. But in this case, he wasn't acting as the president. He was acting as a candidate for office. But even if he was acting as president, he still was violating the law, allegedly, and should be prosecuted for it. So I expect the courts to reject this claim pretty quickly. But for Trump, it's about winning by losing, meaning that if he can delay this matter past the 2024 election, then he gets to call off the dogs if he becomes president again and order his attorney general to drop everything. So that's why he's pursuing this. It's not a matter of constitutional principles. It's about delay.
All right, so 2 possible responses from that which came from Trump's attorney. Number 1, the Court of Appeals in D.C., their response, their ruling. Number 2 would be the DOJ, right? What will they do in terms of response to that? They have until Saturday. What's your thought on those 2?
I think the DOJ is going to say pretty much similar to what I said, that there's no basis in the law and the Constitution to give the president this kind of power. We don't have a king. And so I think they are going to win that argument. I think the District Court of Appeals will agree with them. The only loss for Jack Smith has been at the Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court said, no, we're not going to Bigfoot the District of Columbia Court of Appeals to intervene. We're going to let them do it, make the decision. But I think that's okay, because the appellate court is going to rule for Jack Smith. And then the Supreme Court very well may say, hey, we're going to defer to the appellate court. We're not even going to hear this case. So I still believe that this trial will be the one heard before the election. Even if it's delayed a little bit, this trial is going to happen, in my mind, well before the 2024 election. Will
this affect anything related to the January 9th hearing, where they both sides need to go before this D.C. court, circuit judges?
Well, it is an expedited hearing on January 9th. Normally, the appellate court would not do it so quickly, but they agreed with Jack Smith this needs to be sped up. And so this argument is going to be heard then, and then the court's going to rule, and then it's going to be up to the U.S. Supreme Court. To me, the big question is whether the stay will be extended. I think the appellate court is going to eliminate the stay, and then it's game on again for this trial. And when Judge Chutkan gets this case back, she wants to make it happen. She's not messing around.
All right, let's go to Colorado for you. You heard us in the introduction here, the state Supreme Court disqualifying Trump from the ballot. It appears the U.S. Supreme Court will have